Every morning, the way you start your day sets the tone for your entire life. Florence Scovel Shinn believed that prosperity is not just about hard work, but about aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with abundance. She taught that by using daily affirmations, gratitude, and clear intention, you can activate the spiritual laws of wealth and see your money multiply. This isn't magic. It's about training your mind to expect good, attract good, and act upon the opportunities that come your way. 6 key points. Speak prosperity into your day. Begin each morning by declaring powerful affirmations of wealth and abundance. Words shape your reality, so replace fear-based thoughts with confident, positive statements like, "Money flows to me freely and abundantly." Visualize your desired outcome. Spend a few minutes picturing the financial life you want. See yourself paying bills with ease, enjoying financial freedom, and helping others. Visualization fuels belief, and belief attracts the right opportunities. Gratitude for what you have. Before you seek more, acknowledge and appreciate the money, resources, and blessings you already have. Gratitude raises your vibration and draws in even greater abundance. Release fear of lack. Start your day by letting go of anxiety about money. Fear blocks financial flow. Faith opens it. Remind yourself that the universe is abundant and there is more than enough for everyone. Take inspired action. Prosperity doesn't come from thinking alone. Act on your ideas, make calls, start projects, and seek opportunities. The universe rewards those who move toward their goals. Align with the law of increase. Each morning, bless your money, bless the people you interact with, and speak increase over your work. What you bless grows. What you criticize withers. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, you are standing at the doorway of a brand new day, a fresh opportunity to design your life exactly as you wish it to be. This is the sacred moment when your mind is most open, most receptive, and most ready to be influenced. What you choose to say, think, and feel in these first moments acts like planting seeds in fertile soil. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and worry, they will grow into experiences that mirror those feelings. But if you plant seeds of confidence, gratitude, and prosperity, you will reap a harvest of abundance in every area of your life. Florence Scovel Shinn believed that the words you speak are not just sounds, they are commands to your subconscious mind and, ultimately, to the universe itself. When you speak prosperity into your day, you are doing far more than uttering a string of positive phrases. You are declaring your belief in a reality that may not yet be visible, but is just waiting for you to claim it. Words carry vibration, and vibration draws matching experiences. By choosing affirmations that focus on wealth, abundance, and opportunity, you are instructing your mind to focus on what you want instead of what you fear. This shift in focus creates a magnet-like effect, pulling the resources, ideas, and people you need directly toward you. Think of it like setting a navigation system in your car. If you type in abundance, your subconscious begins guiding you toward actions, decisions, and opportunities that lead to more abundance. But if you accidentally type in lack through words of worry like, "I never have enough," or "I can't afford that," your mental GPS will lead you straight to more lack and struggle. That's why it's critical to start your mornings with deliberate, prosperity-filled language. An affirmation such as, "Money flows to me freely and abundantly" might sound simple, but it holds immense power. The words "flows to me" imply a constant, effortless stream. Freely removes resistance, and abundantly declares more than enough. Each time you repeat it, you strengthen a mental pathway that allows this truth to feel natural. Over time, your subconscious accepts it as reality, and your outer circumstances begin to align with it. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the result of training your mind to expect abundance, which changes how you act and what you notice. It's important to remember that the subconscious mind doesn't argue with you. It doesn't analyze whether something is true or false. It simply accepts what you tell it over and over, especially with feeling. If every morning you begin with a complaint about how expensive life is or how little you have, your subconscious takes that as an order and works to prove it right. But when you declare, "I am prosperous, Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, and I am always taken care of. You're giving it a completely different order. One that will send you in a direction where opportunities, solutions, and unexpected blessings appear. One of the most effective ways to anchor prosperity into your day is to pair your affirmations with deep emotion. Don't just say the words like you're reading a grocery list. Feel them as though they are already true. Imagine the relief of paying off every bill without stress, the joy of buying something you love without hesitation, the satisfaction of seeing your bank account grow. When your emotions match your words, you create a powerful magnetic field that draws matching experiences to you faster. You can also speak prosperity over specific situations. If you're starting a new business, declare in the morning, "This business is blessed, it is growing rapidly, and it brings value to everyone it touches." If you're job hunting, affirm, "The perfect position is looking for me now, and I accept it with joy." If you have debts, instead of cursing them, say, "These debts are dissolving in divine order, and I am free." By blessing each area of your life with prosperity words, you invite growth and solutions instead of feeding fear. Consistency is key here. Speaking prosperity once is like watering a seed just one time. You won't see much growth. But when you water it daily, even when you don't see immediate results, the roots grow deeper and stronger until the harvest appears. Some mornings you may not feel prosperous at all. You might wake up worried about bills or frustrated about a financial setback. Those are the most important days to speak prosperity, anyway. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that you must act as if the thing you want is already yours, even when the evidence says otherwise. Your faith in that unseen reality is what makes it visible. It's also wise to guard your words throughout the day, not just in the morning. The prosperity affirmations you say when you wake up can be undone by hours of negative talk later. If you catch yourself slipping into worry, stop and replace the thought immediately. Turn "I'll never be able to afford that" into "money for this is on its way to me now." Turn "business is so slow" into "business is picking up more every day." This mental discipline builds strength just like exercise builds muscle. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Some people like to write their prosperity affirmations on cards and keep them by the bed, on the bathroom mirror, or even on their phone's lock screen so they see them first thing every morning. Others prefer to say them out loud while looking in the mirror, adding the power of eye contact to the declaration. You might even create a short prosperity ritual. Light a candle, take a deep breath, and say your affirmations slowly and with conviction. The more you make it a sacred, intentional act, the more deeply it will influence your day. Speaking prosperity into your day is about more than just money. It's about cultivating an abundant mindset that touches every area of your life. When you think and speak as though abundance is your natural state, you begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You notice blessings you used to overlook. You carry yourself with more confidence, and that confidence attracts people who want to work with you, invest in you, or help you succeed. Even if your outer world hasn't yet caught up with your inner affirmations, keep speaking them. Words are seeds, and the harvest is inevitable when you plant them daily with faith. The universe responds to clarity, certainty, and expectation, and every morning you have the chance to set that tone. The mind is a powerful projector, and every image it holds with focus and emotion is like a blueprint sent out to the universe. When you wake up in the morning, before the noise of the world floods your mind, you are in a mental space where your imagination can directly influence your reality. This is the perfect time to practice the art of visualization, especially when it comes to creating the financial life you desire. The pictures you hold in your mind are not just daydreams. They are instructions to your subconscious, and your subconscious works tirelessly to bring those pictures into form. Florence Scovel Shinn often emphasized that life follows the patterns we consistently create in thought. Visualization is simply giving your mind the clearest possible pattern to work with. When you spend even a few minutes each day picturing yourself living in abundance, you are building a mental environment that makes it easier to believe it's possible. You can see yourself paying every bill without hesitation, watching your bank balance grow, traveling to beautiful places, enjoying the comfort of a secure home, and being able to give generously to others. These images are not idle fantasies, they are creative acts. The more vividly and emotionally you imagine them, the stronger their hold on your mind and the faster they begin to take shape in your reality. Your subconscious does not know the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined. This is why professional athletes mentally rehearse winning games and making perfect shots. By repeatedly visualizing success, they train their bodies and minds to respond as though the success has already happened. In the same way, when you visualize yourself financially free, confident, and abundant, you train your thoughts, emotions, and even your actions to align with that vision. Opportunities that match your vision will begin to stand out where before they were invisible. For example, if you clearly see yourself running a thriving business, you might notice a conversation, article, or chance meeting that offers exactly the idea or contact you need to grow. Without your vision, you might have overlooked it. This is the magic of visualization. It tunes your mind like a radio to the frequency of your desires, filtering out what doesn't match and drawing in what does. It's important to visualize not only the end result, but also the feelings that come with it. If your vision is having more than enough money, let yourself feel the peace and relief of knowing you are taken care of. Feel the joy of treating your loved ones, the satisfaction of paying for something in full, the gratitude of knowing you can give freely without fear. These emotions charge your vision with energy, making it magnetic. A vision without feeling is like a light bulb without electricity. It may look clear, but it has no power to illuminate. You can make your visualization even more effective by engaging all your senses. Don't just see the money in your account. Hear the sound of bills being paid, the click of a successful transaction, the laughter of family enjoying a trip you've paid for. Smell the leather of a new car. Taste the celebratory meal you share after hitting a financial goal. Feel the weight of a thick envelope of cash in your hands. The more real you can make it in your mind, the faster your subconscious accepts it as truth. If you find it difficult to hold a vision at first, start small. Imagine yourself receiving an unexpected check or having just enough to cover a surprise expense. Then, as your belief grows, expand the vision to larger financial victories. The key is to create images that feel possible enough to believe, but exciting enough to inspire you. Over time, as you see small parts of your vision becoming real, your confidence in the process will deepen. Consistency is the bridge between imagination and manifestation. A single visualization session may give you a temporary boost, but daily practice carves a deep groove in your mind. This groove becomes a mental pathway your thoughts naturally follow. Morning is ideal for this practice because your mind is fresh and undistracted, but you can also visualize before sleep, allowing your subconscious to work on your desires through the night. Another powerful technique is to combine your visualization with affirmations. For example, as you picture yourself free from debt, say, "I am financially free and money flows to me easily." As you imagine receiving payment for your work, affirm, "My skills are valued and I am well compensated." The spoken word reinforces the mental image, making it even more potent. Visualization also serves as an antidote to fear. When you are worried about money, your mind naturally creates negative images, seeing yourself struggling, unable to pay bills, or losing opportunities. These mental pictures feed anxiety and often lead to self-sabotaging actions. But by deliberately replacing them with images of abundance, you shift your emotional state, which leads to better decisions and greater openness to possibility. It's important to remember that visualization is not about forcing the universe to deliver your desires exactly the way you expect. It's about creating a mental and emotional state that is in harmony with abundance. This harmony naturally attracts the right opportunities, resources, and people into your life. Sometimes your vision may come to pass exactly as you saw it. Other times, it may appear in an even better way you didn't imagine. Many people dismiss visualization because they try it once or twice without seeing immediate results. But think of it like planting seeds in a garden. You wouldn't expect the seeds to sprout the very next morning. You water them, tend them, and trust that growth is happening beneath the surface. Your daily visualization is the watering process. It keeps your vision alive until the day it breaks through into reality. To make the most of this practice, be patient with yourself. Some days your mind will wander, or you may struggle to form a clear picture. That's fine. The point is to keep showing up. Even a faint or incomplete image, repeated consistently, has power. Over time, it will sharpen and gain depth, just like a photograph coming into focus. The beautiful thing about visualization is that it doesn't just change your outer circumstances, it changes you. As you repeatedly see yourself as abundant, you begin to act more confidently, make bolder choices, and pursue opportunities you once thought were out of reach. You stop thinking like someone who is struggling and start thinking like someone who is thriving. And when your thoughts shift, your world follows. When you close your eyes each morning and step into your desired financial life in your imagination, you are not escaping reality. You are creating it. Every detail you see, every emotion you feel, every affirmation you speak in harmony with your vision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your future. And with each day's practice, that future moves closer until it is no longer just a picture in your mind, but the life you wake up to live. When you wake up in the morning and your first thoughts are filled with thanks for what you already have, you begin your day in a state of power. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture. It is an energy, a frequency that shifts the way the world responds to you. It changes your mood, clears your perspective, and magnetizes more of what you appreciate. Florence Scovel Shinn often spoke about the law of attraction in terms of thought and speech, but gratitude is the emotional fuel that activates that law on a deeper level. When you acknowledge and value your current blessings, no matter how big or small, you align yourself with the truth that you are already living in abundance, and abundance always attracts more of itself. Too often, people overlook what they already have because they are focused entirely on what they lack. They think, I'll be grateful when I have more money, or I'll appreciate life when I get my dream job or the perfect home. But that way of thinking keeps them trapped in a state of lack because they are postponing gratitude until their circumstances change. Gratitude is most powerful when it is unconditional, when you choose to see the good that is present right now, even if your life is not exactly the way you want it to be. By focusing on what's already working, you shift your mind away from scarcity and toward plenty, and that shift changes the opportunities and solutions that show up for you. Consider your finances. You may not yet have the level of wealth you desire, but you can still give thanks for the money you do have. Give thanks that you have been able to pay your bills so far. Give thanks for every source of income, no matter how small, for the food in your kitchen, for the roof over your head, for the clothes you wear, and for any savings or assets you hold. Gratitude for these things turns them into a foundation, instead of something you take for granted. When you appreciate your current resources, you begin to manage them more wisely, which in turn attracts more resources. Gratitude also changes how you feel about money itself. If you see money as something scarce, hard to get, or always slipping away, you unconsciously repel it because your emotional relationship with it is based on fear. But when you are grateful for money, when you bless every dollar you receive and every bill you pay, you create a sense of partnership with it. You begin to feel that money is your ally rather than your enemy. This emotional shift makes it easier for you to notice and welcome financial opportunities. It's not just about money either. Gratitude for your skills, your experiences, your health, your relationships, and even the challenges you've overcome opens your heart to receive more in every area of life. Challenges in particular may be hard to appreciate in the moment, but they often carry valuable lessons and strengths that you would not have gained otherwise. By being grateful for these lessons, you affirm that you are growing, evolving, and becoming more capable of handling the abundance you desire. One of the most effective ways to build gratitude into your daily life is to make it a morning ritual. Before you reach for your phone or start thinking about the day's tasks, pause and silently list at least 5 things you are grateful for. Let yourself feel the appreciation deeply, as if you are soaking in the goodness of each blessing. The feeling is the most important part. Gratitude is not an intellectual exercise, it is an emotional state. You can also keep a gratitude journal, writing down what you appreciate each day. Over time, this becomes a record of proof that good things are always happening, even during difficult times. On days when you feel discouraged, reading through your journal can instantly lift your perspective. Another powerful practice is to express your gratitude out loud, to say thank you to the people who help you, to acknowledge kindness when you see it, and to speak appreciation for the events, opportunities, and even small pleasures in your life. Gratitude raises your vibration because it focuses your energy on abundance instead of lack. This is not just a poetic idea. Your thoughts and emotions are measurable forms of energy, and they affect the way you act and the way others respond to you. When you are in a grateful state, you naturally project warmth, positivity, and openness. People are drawn to that energy, and they are more inclined to offer support, opportunities, and generosity. The universe works in a similar way. When you broadcast the frequency of abundance, you become a match for circumstances that mirror that frequency. It's worth noting that gratitude is not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the aspects of your life that are working so that you can approach challenges from a place of strength rather than weakness. For example, if you are struggling financially, you can still give thanks for the skills you have to create income, the resources that are available to you, or the friends and family who support you. This shift in focus can inspire ideas and solutions that you might not have seen if you were consumed by worry. The more you practice gratitude, the more you begin to notice blessings you once overlooked. You start to see beauty in ordinary things, the comfort of a warm cup of coffee, the kindness of a stranger, the joy of laughter with a loved one. Each moment of appreciation adds to your sense of wealth, making you feel richer even before your external circumstances change. That feeling of richness is magnetic. It draws more good into your life because you are already resonating with abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn believed that what you bless, blesses you in return. When you bless your money, your home, your work, and your relationships through gratitude, you are setting in motion a spiritual law of increase. The act of blessing is a way of saying to the universe, I value this, and I welcome more of it. The opposite is also true. Complaining about what you have diminishes it and closes you off to more. This is why people who constantly complain about money often struggle to keep it, while those who are grateful for even small amounts tend to see their resources grow. Gratitude is also deeply connected to trust. When you are thankful for what you have, you are acknowledging that life is already providing for you. This trust relaxes you, reducing the fear and desperation that can cloud your judgment. In this relaxed state, you are more open to noticing new paths, taking inspired action, and making wise decisions. You are no longer chasing abundance from a place of need. Instead, you are welcoming it from a place of sufficiency. Even in times of scarcity, gratitude can be your anchor. It reminds you that while some things may be missing, not everything is missing. There's still good in your life, and from that good, more can grow. Just as a gardener can plant seeds in a small patch of fertile soil and eventually fill the whole garden with blooms, you can plant your gratitude in the blessings you have now and watch it multiply into a life of greater abundance. By making gratitude your daily practice, you transform not only your circumstances, but also yourself. You become someone who sees possibility where others see limitation, someone who attracts generosity because you give it freely in your words and actions, and someone who lives in constant awareness of life's richness. And when you live in that awareness, it is only natural that the universe will give you more to be grateful for. Fear of lack is one of the most powerful obstacles to financial freedom, and for many people, it operates quietly in the background, shaping decisions, limiting opportunities, and coloring every thought about money. It shows up as worry about the future, hesitation to invest in yourself, or the constant belief that there will never be enough. The problem with this fear is that it doesn't just stay in your mind. It seeps into your actions, your words, and even your energy. It makes you cautious when you should be bold, tight-fisted when you should be generous, and doubtful when you should be confident. Florence Scovel Shinn often taught that fear closes the door to the very things you desire, while faith swings it wide open. When you start your day by intentionally releasing the fear of lack, you are making space for abundance to enter. The morning is a powerful time for this practice because it's when your mind is most open and your thoughts set the tone for the rest of the day. If you wake up and immediately start worrying about bills, debts, or expenses, you set yourself into a survival mode mindset. In that state, your focus narrows to problems and shortages, and you're more likely to overlook opportunities or solutions. But when you begin your day by replacing thoughts of lack with thoughts of sufficiency, you shift into a state of openness where creativity, inspiration, and new possibilities can reach you. One of the most effective ways to release fear of lack is to remind yourself of the truth. The universe is abundant. There is no shortage of wealth, resources, or opportunities. Money circulates endlessly, flowing from one person to another, from one business to another, constantly replenished and renewed. When you believe that there's not enough to go around, you cut yourself off from this flow because you are acting as though the supply is fixed and you are on the outside of it. But when you trust that there is more than enough for everyone, you give yourself permission to take your place in that flow and receive your share. Fear of lack often comes from past experiences, times when you genuinely didn't have enough, or when something you valued was taken from you. These experiences can leave deep impressions on the subconscious, causing you to expect similar shortages in the future. This is why releasing fear is a daily practice. Each morning, you can affirm, "Today I trust that all my needs are met. I release fear and welcome abundance. There is always more coming to me." Over time, these statements begin to replace the old, fear-based patterns in your mind. It can also help to confront the fear directly instead of trying to push it away. If you feel anxious about money, take a moment to identify the specific thought that's causing the fear. Is it a worry about paying a bill? A doubt about your ability to earn enough? A belief that opportunities are limited? Once you see the thought clearly, you can challenge it. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Has there ever been a time when something worked out for me even when I couldn't see how it would? Usually, you can find examples where resources, help, or unexpected income showed up just when you needed it. These memories can help weaken the hold of fear. Another way to dissolve the fear of lack is to focus on what you can give, rather than what you might lose. Fear contracts, giving expands. When you give, even if it's just a small amount of money, time, or kindness, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious that you trust in abundance. You are affirming that there will always be more where that came from. Florence Scovel Shinn often said that what you give in faith comes back multiplied. Generosity doesn't just benefit the receiver, it frees you from the grip of scarcity. Visualization can be a powerful ally in releasing fear. Instead of mentally replaying worst-case scenarios, close your eyes and see money flowing to you easily. Imagine yourself with more than enough to meet every need and still have extra to share. Picture abundance coming from unexpected places, a gift, a raise, a new opportunity, or even a lucky break. This kind of imagery trains your mind to expect good, which changes the way you approach your day. Breathing exercises can also help shift you out of fear. Fear of lack often triggers a stress response in the body. Your breathing becomes shallow, your muscles tense, and your mind races. By taking slow, deep breaths and consciously relaxing your body, you send a message to your nervous system that you are safe. This physical calm makes it easier to think clearly and choose faith over fear. It's important to note that releasing fear doesn't mean ignoring financial responsibilities or pretending problems don't exist. It means facing those responsibilities from a place of calm confidence instead of panic. For example, if you have a large bill due, fear will tell you to worry endlessly and expect the worst. Faith will tell you to take the necessary steps to address it, while staying open to solutions you might not have considered yet. The difference lies in the energy you bring to the situation. When you release fear of lack, you stop making decisions from a place of desperation. Desperation tends to attract quick fixes, poor choices, and risky moves that often backfire. Calm, faith-filled decisions, on the other hand, tend to be smarter, more sustainable, and better aligned with long-term prosperity. Some people find it helpful to create a short, release ritual in the morning. This could be as simple as writing down every fear you have about money and then tearing up the paper while saying, "I let this go." Or you could speak out loud, "I release the fear of not having enough. I trust in the infinite supply of the universe. I am safe, provided for, and open to receive." Repeating this daily builds a habit of starting your day in a state of trust. Fear and faith cannot occupy the same space in your mind at the same time. When you choose faith, when you deliberately shift your thoughts to abundance, you weaken the power of fear. And as fear loosens its grip, you'll notice that you start to see more possibilities, take more inspired action, and feel a deeper sense of peace about your financial life. The truth is, the fear of lack will try to creep back from time to time, especially during moments of uncertainty. But each time it does, you have the choice to release it again. With practice, it becomes easier and quicker to make that choice. And every time you choose faith over fear, you strengthen your connection to the flow of abundance that has been there all along. When you wake up each morning and let go of the anxiety about money, you are making a powerful declaration that your life is not ruled by scarcity, but by trust in the infinite supply of the universe. You are saying that you refuse to be driven by panic and that you are ready to receive all the good that is meant for you. In doing so, you align yourself with a truth that Florence Scovel Shinn knew well. There is more than enough for everyone, and when you believe this deeply, you will begin to see proof of it everywhere. So, let this be your daily commitment. Every morning, before the world has a chance to crowd your mind with worry, make the conscious choice to stand in faith. Release the fear, open your heart, and declare your trust in the infinite abundance that surrounds you. Remember, the river of prosperity is always flowing. You do not have to chase it. You simply have to step into it. The moment you believe there is enough, life will prove you right. And from that place of certainty, you will not just survive, you will thrive, multiply, and overflow with blessings that touch every part of your life.